What's up, everybody? It's been like...
I thought I had it all together, but I was led astray. The love's so hard to find.
It's been like 6 months since the last time I posted. Where have I been? Where's the videos at? Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, November, it's all gone by. Where have I been? Am I still in vet school? What's going on? Well, the truth is, I've been here at the vet hospital on clinics. You see, back in February 2018, I finally started my clinical year of vet school. I was finally getting out of the classroom and into the clinics working on live patients every day, and I was super excited. Roll the tape. This whiteboard has been counting down for the past year, and we are now 3 days until we start clinics. Our whole class, done with the classroom, into the clinics. And one of the key items required for clinics is your white coat. White coat's on, and almost Dr. Woods is in the building.
Little man, you got no time for the messenger. Got no regard for the thing that you don't understand. You got no fear of the underdog. That's why you will not survive.
Hold up, let's pause it for a moment. So, as you can see, I was so excited to be starting clinics, but unfortunately, I didn't really realize the time and investment that was going to be required for this clinical year. I'm talking day to day, hours on end, even on weekends, going to clinics before the sun rose and leaving after the sun had already set. On most rotations, you're pretty much there all day, only to come home to meet a new challenger, the NAVLE, aka the North American Veterinary Licensing Examination. Think of it pretty much like the bar exam for lawyers. You pretty much have to take the test to be able to practice after you get out of vet school. It's a 6.5-hour test, 360 questions covering a multitude of species, including cats, dogs, horses, cows, pigs, chickens, pet birds, and other small mammals. Now, in the months leading up to this test, I would pretty much have virtually no free time after school because I would immediately have to come home from clinics and start studying for the board exam. My life at that time pretty much consisted of waking up, going to clinics, coming home, studying all night for the NAVLE, going to bed, wake up, clinics, study, sleep, school, study, sleep. It honestly felt like Groundhog Day. I remember when there was like 4 weeks leading up to the NAVLE, and I had decided to take a practice exam to see how I stacked up against the real thing, an official practice exam. And I remember taking the test, and at the end of it, I looked at my score, and unfortunately it told me that based on the amount of questions I got right, that I was predicted to not pass the test. And honestly, I was pretty crushed at that point. I had already been studying for months, and to take a practice test that tells you, oh, you're going to fail, my hopes were pretty shattered at that point. I remember going back and forth between my head into thinking, oh yeah, I got this. I'll just grind out these last 4 weeks. I'll study every night constantly, and I'll just push out that passing grade. And then the other half of me would be like, bruh, there's 4 weeks left until this test and you don't even know anything about cows or horses. Like, good luck. And I feel like it was pretty much a mental challenge I had to bear leading up into the days until taking the test. I needed to make myself believe that I could pass this test despite what the practice test had said, despite all of my self-doubts in my head, and I ended up pretty much using that as fuel to motivate myself in the weeks leading up to the test. Despite what everything had said, coming back and just giving it my all, studying for it every night, learning more and more each day until the test day. When I finally took the test that day, I wouldn't say I was extremely confident in myself. I remember the first question being about iguanas and their toes falling out, and the test would ask which treatment to use to help fix that. And I remember looking at that question and being like, oh, and over time I could pretty much see myself losing focus. I ended up using all the break time available. They give you like 45 minutes spread out over the multiple sections. So I ended up using all of that break time to get snacks, to meditate and refocus my sanity for the upcoming sections of the test, and watching the occasional Animal Planet clip.
A near miraculous escape.
Oh wow. And when it was finally over, I was incredibly relieved. It felt like a chip had been taken off of my shoulder. But unfortunately, after you take the test, you don't get the results right away. It takes like 2 months to get those results back. And I think Over that period of time of studying for the NAVLE, of adjusting to life in clinics, I won't lie, I definitely think I got a little bit depressed. Not because I didn't enjoy what I was doing per se. It was mostly just, I think, a work-life balance, like working all day at clinics, then coming home and having to immediately start studying all night. It wasn't healthy, it wasn't something that could be maintained long term, and I think it definitely got to me. Making videos is something that I do creatively in my free time. It's a creative outlet for me. So not having the time to do other things that I enjoyed and loved outside of ed school definitely took a toll on me, as you can tell from not posting in so long. But I think I'm in a good spot now. I've gotten over my hardest rotations of vet school, including all of the surgery blocks, all of the blocks where they're incredibly long hours. I finally finished the NAVLE. So pretty much the only thing sort of hanging over my head at this point is those NAVLE results. Now it's been a couple months, and this week was the week we finally got the results back. Now I haven't actually looked at my results yet. I've been pretty nervous about the whole thing, considering this is the last thing standing between me and graduation. The last thing standing between me and everything my life has been leading up towards, you know, working and caring for animals. This is one of the last steps. So I've been incredibly nervous to look at my results. But at the end of the day, I figure I tried my hardest. I've studied as much as I could. So yeah, I think it's just time to open it. Oh my gosh, guys, all right. Oh, this is crazy. What if I failed? All right, just gonna do it. I'm gonna look. Oh my gosh, here I go. Here we go.
Did you pass?
I passed. Oh my God. I passed. Look. Pass. Oh my God. I can't believe I passed. Hold up, hold on. Oh my gosh, I want to be a doctor in like 3 months. Well,